And we are live. Hello, one and all, and welcome to my review for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about everything that took place on the Go Home edition of Raw, March 27th, 2017. We are less than 6 days away from WrestleMania, and yeah, just got done watching the Go Home edition of Monday Night Raw. So if you're coming in, please be sure to leave your comments in the live chat and let me know what you thought of Raw tonight. That ending segment. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll get to it by the end of this review. But overall, as a show for the Go Home edition to WrestleMania, I thought it was good, average, but it could have been better. Could have been worse, but it was what it was, and it didn't really, lessen my excitement for WrestleMania. My excitement for WrestleMania is still there. But I would have liked to have seen a better show, no doubt. But there was stuff that I did like on this show, and like I said, I'll of course get into that. So without further ado, let's talk about Raw tonight. It was live from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, home of the Philadelphia Flyers, and I'm not going to say anything about that. Being a Penguins fan, we'll just leave it at that. But you probably know how I feel about that. What I did like was the WWE signature when it came on. They had the Undertaker's theme playing, and showing some weird, kind of crazy Undertaker-like things going on. It interrupted the intro and was something out of the ordinary. It was something different, which on this show is good. Good. We need something different badly. And then we did the intro, the opening pyro, what have you, and then Bayley comes down. She talks about going into WrestleMania as champion. Eventually, she is interrupted by Charlotte. Charlotte pretty much calls Bayley a paper champion, pretty much kind of throwing it in our faces that, hey, Sasha Banks, she's going to turn on you, and it's probably going to happen at WrestleMania, which I would like to see. But I didn't like how Charlotte pretty much outlined what's probably going to happen. I mean, that made it a little bit too obvious, but after that, I was lost my place here. Hold on. We have Nia Jax come down, and they pretty much lead into a little brawl, pull-apart brawl, and this sets up for the tag team match that was announced earlier on in the show. It was Bayley and Sasha Banks, who was sporting a beautiful new purple outfit and the purple hair. I actually thought Sasha looked really hot tonight, but that's just me. Maybe some of you prefer her with the pink hair, but I really did like her with the purple hair. The boss was in style tonight. Like I said, this eventually led to a tag team match between all four women. I thought the match, was standard women's action, back and forth between Charlotte getting the tag, tagging in Nia going over, cruising through Sasha Banks eventually. That led to Bayley getting the tag in. Then it came down to Charlotte and Bayley. Nice sequence of back and forth. But Bayley, who was the legal woman in the ring, Charlotte missed with a head kick, and Bayley hit the Bayley to belly, and that's right. Raw Women's Champion actually won a match on Monday Night Raw. Wow, what do you know it? I mean, when was the last time Bayley won a match on Raw as champion? Because I know she lost to Sasha, she lost to Nia. It's like she won the title, and then you have your champion lose. I mean, I get it. You want to have Bayley as the underdog, but she's the champion, and as champion, shouldn't champions win? Isn't that the idea? You're champion now, so what do? You lose. But I like the fact that Bayley won here with the Bayley to belly. Afterwards, Nia Jax completely dominated and laid out Banks, Bayley, and Charlotte. So I like that aspect. It made Nia Jax look strong and dominant going into the now fatal four-way elimination match. And I like the idea of the addition of that stipulation. I think that will greatly help the match, in my opinion. So, what's going on, Ultra? Thanks for watching. Just got your message in the live chat. Feel free to leave your comments throughout this review of what you thought of Raw as we go along with the review. But, yeah, I like the fact that it is now an elimination match. I feel it will make the match better, and it will benefit, possibly in the order that the women are eliminated. We'll see. I'd like to see it come down to Bayley and Sasha, but that's just me. And Primetime, what's going on? Thanks for watching. Like I said, be sure to leave your comments in the live chat as we go throughout this review. We had Sami Zayn backstage. He was going to announce that he entered the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Essentially, the bitches of Raw, you love her, she's on my list, Stephanie McMahon comes in and says, you don't have the right to declare being in the Battle Royale, and he pretty much says, you're going to have to earn your way into this match. And she pretty much says that you're going to go up against Kevin Owens, and if you lose, you will be fired. So we had that for later on in the show. Sami Zayn's Andre the Giant Battle Royal spot. Boy, God, does that sound lame when you say it out loud. Versus Kevin Owens. Then at Austin Aries versus Noam Dar. Austin Aries beat Noam Dar with the last chancery, which I thought is a very sick-looking submission maneuver. I love when Aries locks in it. It just looks like it puts a ton of pressure on the neck region, and I just think it looks very effective. And then Aries and Neville had a stare down. So, yeah, really not much to say there. Just kind of breezing through this stuff. We had Seth Rollins. I thought this was definitely one of the highlights of the show, by far. Seth Rollins comes down, and it's him and Triple H. They're going to sign this contract for a hold harmless agreement for the upcoming unsanctioned match which was made official on the show between Seth Rollins and Triple H. Triple H said, if you're not going to sign this contract, if you're not going to sit down in that chair, the match is off. We're not going to do it at WrestleMania. And Rollins eventually sits down in the chair. Triple H says, it's going to be all on you. And, it's pretty much Triple H said he's going to destroy what he's created. And he's going to wrap Rollins' crutch around his knee and just put unimaginable amounts of excruciating pain on Seth. And eventually Seth, Triple H signed the contract. Then Seth signed the contract. And he got this really heartfelt, passionate, good babyface promo that made you get behind Seth Rollins. And he pretty much said, that everything that Triple H said is just the same line of bullshit I wish he said bullshit, but he said bull crap. PG, remember? So he said, one thing that Rollins realized is that he liked himself before he lined with Triple H, and he said it's not about money or power or one match at WrestleMania. This, for Seth Rollins, is about redemption. Rollins gave up everything he had to stand next to Triple H. For what? And Triple H, pretty much, Rollins says, you'll have to rip off my leg and beat me with it, because he's going to get back who he was before he sold his soul to the devil, Triple H himself. And that's going to be Seth freaking Rollins. And of course, he knew the game, the cerebral assassin wasn't going to stand for that. So smartly, he pushed the table into Rollins' injured leg. And Triple H attempted to go for the pedigree. And Rollins was able to back body drop him over the top rope. And as Triple H tried to get back into the ring, Rollins nailed him with his own crush. So finally, Seth Rollins standing tall and getting a measure of revenge against Triple H. I really like this segment. Definitely one of the highlights of the show. And I cannot wait for Seth Rollins and Triple H. They also did another tremendous video package on Raw. I love WWE's video packages. They truly go all out in them, and it documented the feud from Rollins' time in WWE. If you haven't seen it and you have the chance to, go watch it. It was really, really good stuff. That promo package, I cannot wait for Seth Rollins and Triple H. They're gonna tear each other apart, and that's exactly how this feud should be. And I just have enjoyed the way that it has been building and building and building, and it's going to come to a crescendo point very shortly, in less than, it's hard to believe, 5 days at WrestleMania. So definitely this contract signing segment between Rollins and Triple H, to me, was one of the highlights from Raw. After this, we had an over-the-top rope challenge, which featured Jinder Mahal, a.k.a. the guy that injects steroids into his arms, because have you seen his arms lately? They're kind of disgusting to look at. Big Show, he tossed Mahal over. Eventually, Bo Dallas came out. Hey, Bo, leave. You remember Bo? You remember when you Bo leaved him, Bo? Yeah, I haven't seen him in months. Big Show picked up Bo Dallas and threw him over the top rope. The Shining Turds came out, threw them over the top rope. Curtis Axel, Goldust, R-Truth, all the jobbers came out. And then eventually they eliminated Big Show, so that was the end of this pointless over-the-top rope challenge. So I don't know what the hell. You're going to hype up a battle royale by doing an over-the-top rope challenge. Well, okay, then. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But to me, it was just like, whatever. Catering, guys. Yeah, that's a good one. But I like when Braun Strowman came out and declared that he's going in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, and he's going to destroy Big Show, and he's going to wait till WrestleMania. So there's my pick. I'll save it for my predictions video, but I have a good idea of who's going to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. I like this beatdown that Anderson and Gallows, they attack Cesaro and Sheamus with ladders later on in the show. It's supposed to be a match between Cesaro and Sheamus and Anderson and Gallows. Or, sorry, I got that wrong. Enzo and Cass and Anderson and Gallows. And eventually Cesaro and Sheamus return the favor. They'd bring a ladder to the ring, try and beat down Anderson and Gallows. And then they pretty much were laid out by ladders by the club, by Anderson and Gallows. And Enzo went up to the top rope, and it looked like he was going to die, but Anderson and Gallows hit him off the top rope. Enzo, that being Enzo, laid him to the floor, and Anderson and Gallows were left standing tall. I'm like, thank you. It's about time you booked these guys the way that they should have been booked all along. And with the additions of ladders, which I like what they did on the show, I think we're going to get a triple threat triangle ladder match. I'll allude to WrestleMania 16, like we saw between Edge and Christian, the Hardys and the Dudleys. Can you say yes, yes, yes? Let me know in the live chat, guys. Do you want to see a triple threat triangle ladder match? I mean, it just, to me, I was kind of cold going into the match going in. What they did tonight with the addition of ladders, I think it'll greatly improve the match. Just like the addition of the elimination stipulation to the women's match, the Fatal 4-Way. I think that will help that match as well. And that helps me look forward to both of these matches. So, triple threat triangle ladder match, do it, do it, do it. So kind of going out of order here, guys. I'm kind of going to get back on track here. So we're going to go way back. Here we go. We had Neville versus Jack Gallagher. Solid match between Neville and Jack Gallagher. Definitely one of the better matches on the show tonight. I think Neville and Jack Gallagher, they have really good chemistry. They demonstrated that when they had a kick-ass match at Fastlane. This wasn't on the same pace, but Gallagher, tremendous feats with his headbutts and using the umbrella to jump off the top rope. Neville hit a sick-looking German suplex on Gallagher that looked really, really good. Eventually, Neville, he hit Gallagher with a super kick and eventually followed that up with the Rings of Saturn for the submission victory. Afterwards, Neville was interrupted by a special report on apparently the Austin Aries News Network. Aries said, he was with the New Day, he said, well, who do you think's going to walk out of WrestleMania as your WWE Cruiserweight Champion? They said Aries, and it was weird seeing Austin Aries and the New Day together. I never thought we'd see that, but we did. And boy, I can't wait for Austin Aries versus Neville. This match, even though it's on the pre-show, does give me a reason to tune into the pre-show. I still think Aries, Neville will go out there and they will potentially steal the show. It's going to be that damn good of a match. But I thought the match between Gallagher, Neville, solid stuff right here. We then have this segment, the big dog, Roman Reigns. And of course, they mentioned this many times. I was like, don't mention this. Please, 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 please don't mention the fact that he won the Royal Rumble match in Philadelphia in 2015. You guys know my thoughts on that Royal Rumble match. In my opinion, it was one of the worst Royal Rumble matches of all time. And of course, they bring it up. Reigns gets booed. And I like what they did here with Roman Reigns. I liked that they kind of let him play that cocky, arrogant prick that I know he could play so well if you just turn him heel. We saw it here on this show. What heel, arrogant prick Roman Reigns could be. Can make for good television, compelling feuds, compelling storylines, a good TV product. Do you want that, WWE? Then turn Reigns heel, and then by the time eventually he'll get loved by the fans. But you keep hindering this guy, and just go. Remember the old saying, guys? What is it? Go with the flow. Well, the flow to me is saying Reigns needs to come out of this match against The Undertaker as a heel. But then the arena goes dark. The gong goes off. I freaking lose my mind. Undertaker throughout the night has been shown in the cemetery. He's been shoveling, digging dirt. Obviously, it was preparing for the image of showing Roman Reigns' tombstone, April 2nd, 2017. The Undertaker says he has a special place carved out in hell for Reigns. And at WrestleMania, the Roman Empire will fall. The ultimate thrill ride will be Reigns' last ride. And the lights go out. The Undertaker appears in the ring, and he says, Roman Reigns, you will rest in peace. Undertaker lowers his arms. Lights go out. That's the end of that. Could you imagine Reigns coming out of this match as a heel? I'll save it for my predictions and the eventual WrestleMania review, but I saw it here tonight. I saw how he could carry and command that crowd, how he was just getting that arrogant smirk, that smile, it's just like a smug son of a bitch you. And I want to see Undertaker kick Reigns' ass because to me, he's the heel and Undertaker's the babyface. And he's defending his yard and he ain't letting some punk, not a CM Punk, but a punk like Roman Reigns mess up his yard. So I like this. I did like this segment. But we'll see what happens at WrestleMania. This is going to be very interesting to watch this match. I already talked about the Tag Team Championship stuff. Good promo from Kevin Owens backstage. He talked about everything that Chris Jericho said, was correct. Owens was a Jericho fan, and that if Owens knew then what he knows now about Jericho, he would never have wasted his parents' money on Jericho gear. He said tonight Owens has the chance to be the guy who ends Sami Zayn's career. And he's been waiting for a chance like this for years, and at WrestleMania he's going to one-up Chris, destroying him and taking his United States Championship. It's a real solid promo here by Kevin Owens, and then this no disqualification match between Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. If Sami wins, he's in the Battle Royale. If he loses, he's fired. Good match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's impossible for these two to have a bad match. They just have the chemistry, the in-ring cycle, everything that they have down worked in this match. Towards the end, it looked like Sami Zayn might get the win with the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Owens got the kick out at 2. Samoa Joe came down to ringside. He grabbed a steel chair. Jericho's music hit. Place goes nuts. He lays out Joe, hits him with the steel chair. Eventually, Jericho takes the steel chair of Jericho and hits Kevin Owens attempts to hit him with it, and Owens eventually kicks Jericho in the head, and Zayn, as a result of the distraction, rolls up Kevin Owens, and he gets the win. And after the match, Owens begins to beat down, attack Sami Zayn. Jericho runs in with the chair of Jericho and uses it to run off Owens and Joe. You got to watch that partnership and tell you something's coming out of WrestleMania with that partnership. And then Jericho asks Owens if he knows what happens when you betray Chris Jericho. And you knew it was coming. And I put him on my list too. By the way, tonight, Byron Saxton, you just made the list. Over the Top Rope Challenge segment, you just made the list. And Kevin Owens, as Chris Jericho said, you just made the list. So it was great seeing Jericho have the list, a new list. It is not the original list. The original list went to a better place, namely Kevin Owens' mouth when he stuffed it in there and started eating it, which is disgusting. Let's spit that out. You don't know where that paper's been. You might get a paper cut too. You don't want a paper cut on your tongue. But yeah, I thought it was a good match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and I liked the further build between Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. I love what they've done between these two, and they're going to have a really great match at WrestleMania. They really, really are. So let's get into this main event. Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar come out, and they're talking about the fact that at WrestleMania, it's going to be the end for Goldberg. Brock Lesnar's going to take, and he wants, and he needs that Universal Championship. And Heyman's going on and on. He's cutting a tremendous Paul Heyman promo. Paul is truly a master of the maestro. Some fans are chanting Goldberg. Some fans are chanting Suplex City. So kind of a mixed reaction from the Philadelphia crowd. Eventually, Goldberg comes down to the ring, and I was liking where this was going. I'm like, cool, here we go. I want to see big pull-apart brawl. big pull-apart brawl. And what we got was Goldberg saying, I want to fight. Like, this is good. Okay, I'm liking where this is going. Goldberg burns down, hits Lesnar with a spear, and stands tall. I was like, no, that's it. I want a massive pull-apart brawl, kind of like what we got between Undertaker and Brock heading into SummerSlam 2 years ago. I mean, it left me wanting more, but I was just kind of underwhelmed with the segment, and I was just like, it was okay. I liked the Paul Heyman promo, don't get me wrong. I thought Paul was great tonight. I liked the spear. I thought the spear looked devastating, but I was like, Brock, get back up and just take it to Goldberg. They didn't do that. So, in a way, I see what they were trying to do, leave you wanting more. And I do want to see more at WrestleMania, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to see more tonight. You know, make me even more excited rather than being like, okay, I still want to see where it goes. But looking back on it and coming to my grade for tonight's edition of Raw, I'm going to go with a strong C+. It was average, but I did want better. But there was good on this show. I liked the Triple H Rollins. Neville Gallagher had a good match. I liked stuff between Reigns and Undertaker. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, thought they had a good match. I liked stuff between the tag teams with the hints at the ladder match. That was good. So there was enough on the show that I liked. And I did like the Paul Heyman promo. I wanted to see more from Goldberg and Lesnar, though. And I agree. I don't want to see a short match. I at least want to see 6 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes, I think, would be a good length. What do you guys think would be a good length for the Goldberg-Lesnar match at WrestleMania? Leave those in the live chat. I'm curious to see what you guys think. But yeah, my grade for this episode, I'm with a C+. Like I said, it didn't hurt my enthusiasm for WrestleMania. It kind of increased it in certain areas. And then in other areas, it's just like, it's still there. I'm still excited for WrestleMania. And of course, we have SmackDown tomorrow, guys. So you know that'll be good. Cannot wait to tune in to watch. And then afterwards, guys, I will be back up here, remember, for my live SmackDown review at 10:10 p.m. So be sure to tune into that. So that is it, guys, for my live Raw review, the final episode before WrestleMania 33. Like I said, there's a whole ton of content. The lineup for this channel is set. We got SmackDown review tomorrow, NXT TakeOver, WrestleMania 33 predictions on Wednesday. May go live for that. Would like to go live. Then, of course, back up here. I won't be back up here live, but I will be doing a special day in the life video for my trip, highlighting my trip to WrestleMania 29. It's a video I should have done a long time ago, but it's coming up now. Figured now would be the best time, WrestleMania week. And then Friday, I'll be up here for my thoughts. Give my thoughts on the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame. If it's not Friday night, then I will do that video Saturday afternoon. Then, of course, on Saturday, NXT TakeOver Orlando. We'll be back up here for my live review at 10:30 p.m., breaking down the big NXT show that I know we all look forward to watching. And then it's here. This year, I'm going to make the attempt, and I hopefully promise that I will be back up here for my live WrestleMania review, the biggest review of the year for the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania 33, breaking everything down, tentatively scheduled to go live at 11:30 p.m. So it's it, guys. That's it for my live Raw review. Enjoy WrestleMania week, and continue to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And I will talk to you guys later because I got to get some rest. So I will see you guys tomorrow back on this channel for my live SmackDown review, 10:10 p.m. Till then, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. And are you ready for WrestleMania?